Friends, the 22nd January last year was truly a day of celebration because it marked the end of a long struggle for the Hindus for a temple for their dear Lord Rama. He lived nearly 8,69,000 years ago in Treta Yuga. That the Hindus remember him to this day and celebrate him as Maryada Purushottam, best in spiritual and social norms, ethics, values, virtues, principles, and conduct among all the universes is a tribute to the qualities he assured in his life. Hindus revere him as God, for he was a model human being. Should we not remember him at all times? Let's do that in today's episode. It's always fascinating to read, feel, and internalize Lord Rama in our lives. For the values that he stood for are profound. So what describes him? It's about Lord Rama. Namo Ramaya Satyaprataya Dharmaya Sarvalokapalaya Janakasutaya Krupalanapne Sarva Dukkha Vinashakaya. I bow to Rama, the one who upholds truth, the embodiment of dharma, protector of all the worlds, and the one beloved of Janaka's daughter Sita, the compassionate being, and the one who destroys all sorrow. That's Lord Rama for us. He was Gunavan, he was principled, Viryavan, endowed with prowess, Dharmagnya, was righteous in actions, Kritagnya, grateful, Satyavakha, truthful, Drudavrata, firm in vows and deeds, Charitrena, endowed with good conduct, Sarva Bhuteshu Hitta, benefactor of all living beings, not just human beings, Vidwan, epitome of wisdom, Samartha, competent, Ekapriya Darshana, delightful in appearance, Atmavan, very courageous, Jita Krodha, angerless, Dutiman, endowed with splendor and brilliance, Anasuyakar, free from envy, and Jataroshasya, Asya Samuge, Devacha, Abhiyati. Such was his brilliance that even the gods were in awe of him. Devacha Bibhyati. All that, however, is in the realm of spirituality and faith. That it often operates in the realms beyond strict rationality, drawing upon personal beliefs, experiences, and values that might not be easily quantifiable or scientifically explained, is the truth. Whereas rationality typically involves making decisions based on logical reasoning, evidence, and empirical data, which doesn't always align with spiritual or religious beliefs. Hindus believed that a temple always stood in his name and that a mosque was built in 1528 or thereabouts by the Mughal ruler Babur. This became a bone of contention and remained so for more than 500 years, in spite of various other rulers in ancient Bharat. What then happened is a matter of history. In 1859, the British erected a fence to separate the places of worships, allowing the inner court to be used by the Muslims and the outer court to be used by the Hindus. The subsequent period saw several litigations and acrimony between the two communities. The government in 1949, instead of finding a solution, termed the premises a disputed area and locked the gates. It's essential to recognize that rationality isn't the only lens through which we understand the world. For many people, spirituality and faith provide meaning, guidance, and a framework for understanding experiences that rationality alone might not, encompass. Ultimately, the significance of spirituality and faith often lies beyond pure rationality, encompassing emotional, cultural, and existential aspects of human life. That point, however, was missed by the subsequent governments. The resulting sentiments saw the Vishwa Hindu Parishad start a nationwide movement in 1983 for the construction of a temple at the disputed site in Ayodhya. Festering wounds had to be treated early, lest they become sore. In 1990, the acrimony led to the car sevaks clashing with the police in UP, whence several were killed. What followed in 1992 is also history. The Babri Mosque was razed to the ground and new litigations followed. After several contentious hearings that veered around the High Courts and the Supreme Court, the almost 70-year-long dispute came to an end on the 9th November 2019 when the 5-judge bench ordered setting up of a trust that will eventually pave the way for the construction of a temple in Ayodhya. The Muslims were allotted 5 acres land at another location in Ayodhya for building a mosque. Hindus celebrated for spirituality and faith triumph. Most of the Muslims also celebrated, for it signaled a new beginning. The government too celebrated, since it was a vindication of their stand, and the temple construction of Ram Lala started in earnest. The temple's Prana Pratishtha or consecration ceremony was done on the January 22nd last year. The trials and tribulations of the believers had finally borne fruit. Diwali, the festival of lights, is celebrated in honor of Lord Rama's return to his kingdom in Ayodhya after staying in exile for 14 years. He lived in the Treta Yuga. The Yuga is 432,000 years. Dwapara Yuga followed and ended too. Kali Yuga, or the current, began 5,000 years back and has 4,26,000 odd years left as of 2025. Indeed, Lord Rama had to wait a long time while waiting for a temple to be consecrated in his name. Truly, another Diwali is worth celebrating. Raghukul Reet Sada Chali Ai Pran Jai Par Vachana Na Jai. Isn't Rama's second homecoming worth celebrating? With that, friends, let's pray to Lord Rama for universal peace and happiness in this world. May His divine presence help us navigate the worldly shores with elan and power. That said, until we meet next Saturday again for another episode, thank you, Dhanyavad, and Namaskar.